charity care level is a Seton charity policy. It's their hospital
right,
policy.
but we have no control of their policy.
Right. What their obligation is for us as Central Health, the patients that we serve are at or below 200%.
Okay.
So they have that obligation. So I guess that could be your floor, if you will.
Yes. Okay, that's what I was
Yeah,
asking. Perfect. Thank you.
And could I ask just a clarifying question
Sure.
for the
Yeah.
information you wanted? When you mentioned emergency contraception, are you talking about emergency contraception as a service or emergency contraception in the ER? Because those are two different things.
I mean, if I'm a student and I go to the hospital and
To the emergency room?
to the emergency room.
Okay. Just want to clarify that.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess to the emergency room or sure.
That's where somebody's going.
That's where someone's going to go.
Well, no.
And I need the morning after pill for whatever because I just sexually assaulted on campus, which happens, right? Or at a fraternity house or somewhere close by, and that I'm a freshman, right? And I don't know anything else other than I know there's a medical school on campus. I know this is where I could possibly go, and I go in. Am I at that case going to be referred to St. David's, or am I going to be able to get care on campus because I'm an 18-year-old kid who's learning Austin, Texas?
The reason I was just asking is emergency contraception is also a service that's provided through, for example, University Health Services or a doctor's office, so they're just other settings. So I was just trying to clarify what.
But I also think it's really problematic if someone who is going through that situation to have to be referred to other places, and maybe the first place should be the place that they get the most help, right? And I also think that UHS isn't open 24 hours a day.
Right.
And particularly if they've been raped without a condom.
Right. I understand.
I know you understand, but so do I. I just want to be clear. I've been here 23 years, ma'am. I've been working on this stuff for a long time. I know you understand, but I think you don't think I understand. And I want to be very clear about that. I do understand. So, in your world, you may be the top dog, but I understand what's going on here, and I'm asking questions because I do want to understand. So if you don't think I understand and you think this is little to you to talk to me, then just let me know and I'll let you go.
Sir, I was just trying to make sure I answered.
No, because you keep telling me I'm cutting you off, and I'm not cutting you off. I'm asking questions, and that's my job. Now, you can sit up here and ask questions. I can go sit down there if you want. You tell me.
I'm here to answer your questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Because, again, this is the County Affairs Committee. I just, and we do have jurisdiction, and I don't want anybody to get confused. Y'all did a really good job, but it is confusing to a lot of us. And I respect that Senator Watson and the rest of the folks in Travis County and in this area and UT have done the best they can. Now, I am a little pissed off, that when we went to do a Prairie View Medical School, all the same people involved with this group, they slam dunked us. I just want to be clear. You don't know anything about that. But I'm just trying to be clear about that. It was the UT people that were the ones that slam dunked us.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know anything.
No, you don't. But some people do know, and if they go back and check with the coordinating board, they will find that information. And I have never been so insulted by a group of people serving in government than I was at that coordinating board committee. And by the way, the chair of the committee was Dr. Cigaroa, not the one who's the chancellor, but I think his father, uncle, or somebody. And it was very problematic. And quite frankly, I found it to be ridiculous. So y'all, I consider you all have jumped in line in front of a lot of people, by the way. Because when the coordinating board tells me we don't need any more hospitals, why all of a sudden do we need one? I mean, any more medical schools, why all of a sudden do we need one? I mean, I think some of the best things that come out of this is that we get the Valley Medical School. El Paso had to wait a long time, decades. And so everybody says we don't need providers. We need providers, we don't need providers, but it seemed that this was very different. And I'm just trying to understand, did y'all have like some special relationship with the coordinating board that I don't know about? Or was it that you could go get the money in the deal? I'm just saying about parity, that's all. Because at the time, and it was still in these years, times that we're in, they said, no, y'all can't have one. and it's ridiculous that you're even asking. I'm serious. You know, and I hate to talk about it here because I'm not bitter about it, quite frankly, at all. Somebody's going to file a suit against the state, and that's going to happen because that has been denied. And if you look at schools that are parallel to UT Austin, it's Texas Southern. Parallel to Texas A&M, it's Prairie View. And under the consent decree that we have now with the Office of Civil Rights, somebody might say that that's been broken and that there wasn't access for one of those schools to create a medical school. But everybody else and their mama could. And that might be a problem legally. So I just want to bring that up because, you know, I think it's important for people to understand this doesn't go on in a vacuum as much as people think it might. And I just want to be clear about that, and not to think that Austin shouldn't have a medical school. I think it should. Fine. I think there should be one everywhere if that's the case. But again, that was, in my opinion, a jump in line, and it was me and Ruth Jones McClendon who were working on that. That's not your fault. That's just how things go. And I'm into stopping the status quo when it's unfair. And now you finish up, and then we can get to the rest of it. But I think that what you're doing is very good. I'm just trying to understand: am I not, is our authority less than the people here? Because if that's the case, we need to do something about it. I mean, I'm serious. I've never been dogged out so much by somebody like Dr. Figueroa, who was the head of that committee. It was horrible, absolutely horrible. Just like probably how you feel right now. Continue.
Well, Chairman.